Can shiatsu help with incontinence? That was the question that I had last week. So we're going to address this with acupressure, but I also wanted to recommend some foods. So things that would really strengthen the kidney and aid flow. I know it seems counterproductive. Why would we want to kind of aid flow with when we're struggling with incontinence, when it feels like we actually need to kind of hold on to anything? So it's really because our kidneys are weakened. And when there's weak kidneys, then we have no control over the flow. It's just urgent and we have to go. But if we can strengthen the kidney qi, if we can really work with it and tonify it and strengthen it, then we will have control over the flow. Because we don't want to, I have come across clients who actually were stopping drinking water and weren't drinking so much herbal teas because they were needing to go to the loo. And that was leading to lots of other problems, especially as we age. We really need to keep the kidneys strong. We need to keep well hydrated because, as we all know, as we age, our bodies can begin to dry out. So strengthening that kidney qi is really important. And I know in your question, you also said that you'd had breast cancer and you'd been treated for that and everything is all clear now. And that's fantastic. Some of the treatments for that can really deplenish or deplete this kidney energy, our real kind of essence of energy. Not only physically can we feel really, really drained, but also kind of emotionally. That emotional trauma can get stuck in the body and we're in that kind of fight or flight. So really nourishing the kidneys with kidney foods, a great kidney tea to make would be barley water, and I would recommend having that every morning for at least 2 weeks and then include it in your diet all the time. Be eating barley, drinking barley. At first you'll find that it actually makes you pee more, but in the long run it's going to strengthen your kidneys and really help with your nervous system. Strong kidneys mean that you're going to be able to manage stressful situations rather than going way high and way low, responding in that fight or flight way. Because life isn't about making everything perfect. We are going to encounter stressful situations, but the strength of our kidney energy will actually say how we respond to them. Kidney energy is also responsible for our big hormonal changes. So when you go through peri and post-menopause, strong kidneys are really essential to manage the hormonal changes. Some of the other symptoms you might get if you have weak kidney energy would be tinnitus or itchy ears, any kind of loss of hearing, or even loss of balance, weakened bones, sore teeth. Also a little bit of forgetfulness, and because the kidney energy is in control of the skeletons, the hormones, and the brain. So as I said, barley water and bringing barley into your diet, really great. Kukicha tea, I really recommend that. That's very alkalizing and full of calcium to help with strong bones. And also nettle tea. Any urinary problems, I do recommend some nettle tea. These are really great if you can pick them in the spring when you can get the tops of the nettles. But also you can buy nettle tea, and this is good for both men and women with urinary problems. But let's get to the acupressure points that you wanted to know about now. So first of all, what I want you to do is I want you to find your belly button, and 2 fingers below the belly button you've got CV6. CV, conception vessel 6. So just massage into this point here. This is the very yin point of the body, the kidney yin point. Now we're going to go to the back of the body and meet its counterpoint, the kidney yang point. This is called the gate of the life, the gate of life, or the Ming Men point. You can find the Ming Men point by placing your hands around your waist, sliding your middle fingers, and where they meet on the spine is the Mingmen point. Now you're not going to press on that point at all. We're not going to press on the spine, but you're just going to be aware of where that point is, and then place one hand on the back, really rub that Mingmen point, warm it up, and the other one we're just going to hold over the CV6. So if you haven't got good mobility, that's okay. You can put your hands, you can put both hands here. But really what I want to do is connect these 2 points. So just give it a moment and connect these 2 points. Imagine that there's an imaginary line going from CV6, the C of Qi, right to the back, the Mingmen point, kidney yin and kidney yang. What I want you to do is exhale and take your belly button all the way back to the spine. And as you take it back to the spine, I want you to pull up the perineum. So you're going to close that gate and then you're going to release. So inhaling, big belly. Exhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze the belly button back to the spine, pull up the perineum, close that gate. And relax. You'll find that the breath naturally comes in. Fill the big belly. Exhale, squeeze. Squeeze that belly button back to the spine. Pull up the coccyx. Pull up the perineum. Close that gate. And relax. The breath comes in naturally. Exhale. Pull up, pull up, pull up. And relax. Belly comes in, big belly. Exhale, squeeze the belly button back to the spine. Draw up the coccyx, draw up the perineum. Close that gate. And relax. Now, taking both hands behind, I want you to press on bladder 31, 32, and 33. So, how to find bladder 31, 32, 33. So, find the beginning of the crease of the buttocks and then find that V that comes either side of the sacrum. And I just want you to rub here. Rub these points. Rub these points. You can also tap the points. And then we're going to also rub bladder 23 and bladder 52, warming this whole area. Warm, warm, warm. The kidneys are the winter of the body. This is the time for the kidneys, is winter. So really, we want to protect our kidneys from the cold of winter, and we want to rest like things do under the earth in winter. That needs to be really relaxed, which I know seems like the opposite if you have incontinence. You kind of want to tighten everything up, but that actually will only exacerbate the problem. You need to be able to have flow, contraction, flow and contraction. And what helps flow, whatever helps Qi flow, is warmth. So don't let those kidneys get cold. You want to be wearing a big scarf in the winter all the way around your waist, keeping those kidneys nice and warm. I hope that helps. Use those points, drink those tea, and let it flow, contract and flow, contract and flow. This is the way of the body. This is how the body breathes. This is how the heart moves. This is how the digestion moves. And so this is how the bladder also needs to move, with contraction and expansion, contraction and expansion. And as well, in our life, we will find obstacles. We can contract, but then we need to flow. So just practice this contraction and expansion with the breath, with the points. I still have a feeling that there may be some residual trauma or fear around the recovery from the breast cancer. So just kind of shake that out. Use these points to emotionally tell the body that you are happy, safe, and well. And may all beings be happy, safe, and well. Have a Qi-filled day.